Jeez. Whoo-hoo. This market is going insane. That's all I can say. This market is absolutely going bonkers right now. Let me just get right to it. It's your boy Flash Stewie. We are trying to day trade today, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to get a guest entry in because these zones are absolutely bonkers. So before I always get into like some sort of, trade before trade, this one, if you can see my screen here, this is USD CAD, this trade right here that I had before, and I got some buys in. I got some buys around here. And honestly, an hour before an actual trade event happens, I always just follow whatever the EMAs are saying. So here you can clearly see the EMAs are pointing up on the 30, up on the 15. So I bought around here and I sold pretty early. I was sold relatively early. I only got like maybe 0.5% of risk in here. But yeah, you can see here, this thing is just exploding. It is like absolutely traveling in this hour, traveling so much that I don't even know where it's going to go. It hit a resistance zone up here. So normally that means sells, but honestly, this zone is so big that I can't necessarily tell what's going to happen here. So probably not going to take a big position, if a position at all, unfortunately. But if we go to the hour one, I mean, the closest thing to a support, even this is too high for a support, to be honest. And this hit a resistance zone. So, I mean, it could be going down more. Could go down all the way here. Right now, I'm biased to sells just because it exploded up to this zone here. So I think people are expecting the Canadian today we're trading CAD CPI. I think people are expecting the CAD to be down. CAD down means the USD dollar is up. The only question is it overbought already? Is it already priced in super high to the market? Look at this, 500 pips just gone, just like that. So if you can see here in the hours before this trade, it's just been going up, crazy spikes. So we have so much volume here. This is the hour 4 zone. I'm going to open 5 trades and let one of them trail. I think we're going to go for sells here. I'm going to basically guess that the market is overbought just because it hit this resistance zone. It hasn't came and hit this zone since around 2016. So we're in uncharted territories right now. This blue line is an hourly resistance line, really. I mean, let's just take it. Honestly, let's just even take it off the graph now. It doesn't even make much sense. Jeez, people are selling this like crazy. So in this last minute, I expect some crazy volatility, honestly. It looks like people are in sells and they're taking their profits. We're going to trade in 30 seconds. We're going to see what happens here. I'm risking up to 4%, honestly. I just think the risk reward ratio is so high that you might as well get some trades in here. We're going to get 2 on the 0. And I expect this last minute to be absolutely bonkers. Wow, I can't even trade it. Okay, here's one. And then here's another one. So I expect this minute to be absolutely bonkers. I think I might even get hit out early. Let's see what happens. All right, not the worst. 500 down. I'm gonna let one run, I think. Oh, guessed wrong. Oh, I got hit by spread? Wow. This market is going absolutely insane. I think they took me out 2 trades by spread. Market is confused right now. The thing about this trade, I don't necessarily want to hang it, like carry it too long, because it is a counter trend trade when you think about it, right? And it's not, the trade is not moving at all. We got a minute gone and it barely moved at all. Wow. It won't even let me take profits. All right. So in the end, we risked a lot. This one was crazy because it didn't even hit the stop loss. Here, let's look at it on the chart. Boom. So that was just all spread that happened on these ones. But yeah, the price on this trade was priced in heavily before the actual trade happened. I've honestly haven't seen a run up like that in like ever. And you know what's happening right now. The virus is happening, so the markets are full of volatility. But in this video, I really want to talk about, don't buy stocks. Okay, do not buy stocks. Like, let's look at the market right now. The market has fallen off of a cliff. People are always asking, like, what's the best stock to buy in this market? Honestly, there is none. Facebook, no. Amazon, no. Even Clorox, 3M, and Costco, these ones that are doing well in this environment. Honestly, do not buy stocks. It's not a good idea. Instead, I would recommend buying this. What you guys want to buy is something called, here's the one right here. There's something called this QQQ. Essentially, this is a triple leverage ETF that follows in NASDAQ. You also want to buy TECL. And when you want to buy these stocks, you want to wait till a reversal's around happening. Right now, the market, this line here represents around 30%. The market's fallen around 30% on this line. This is the 20% line here. And look at this pattern. There looks like there's no chance of a reversal, really, when you think about it, right? It looks like it just has bear momentum going down. Look at, we're crawling up, and then bam, like look at this crazy momentum going down. Bear markets are always going to be like that. They're going to go down more drastically and then slowly kind of go up. And the last time we've really been here was a downturn in 2018, and before that was 2017. So right now we're in territory that we haven't really been in. Before 2018, 2017, and then basically we've never been at this point. So basically I'm expecting that the market's going to melt all the way down to this 2016 low or somewhere around here. And in this area here, you want to start really loading up on these leverage ETFs. That's TECL, that's TQQ. Basically, there's our 3x leverage ETFs. And around this area, that's when you want to start, get your job at Uber, or, you save up money at your office job, or whatever you're doing, you save up that money and you put all the money you can in TECL and TQQQ, these leverage ETFs, and you hold them for 5 years. That is the plan. You do not sell these companies. When you buy it here, it might go down another 30%, might go down another 40%, it might go down all the way here. Who knows? But you just never sell. You hold them for 5 years, and then when 2025 or 2023 comes around, you could have around, I don't know, a 500% return. Let's just do some easy math. Some easy math. So this is the average. This is just nonsense here. It's just an average return calculator. Basically, what I want to show. I know this looks like mess, basically, right? So these are just some random numbers. Sorry, they're not pretty. But if you remember 2008, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and the S&P, they all melted, right? We look at 2008, negative 333, negative 38, negative 40, right? So what would happen if during this melting of this year, you were to invest in a 3 times leverage ETF? Well, this row right here represents, this NASDAQ right here represents 3 times leverage ETF, where you get 3 times the returns that you would normally get. So if you had 50 grand, right? 50 G's, and you invested it for 5 years. You see that 50 right there? Boom. You had 50 G's. You invested it for 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2013. Boom. If in 2008, when the market melted, you invested 50 G's for 5 years, it would turn into 593,000. That's by 2025. That's how much your portfolio would be worth if you invested in a leverage ETF. So instead of trying to pick out Facebook or Amazon, all these companies are going to do great, everything's going to bounce back, just get the leverage ETF. When the market goes down 40%, most recessions, it only goes down 40%. This one, it's not even a recession yet, but it might be. And if it goes down to 60%, 70%, at least you have your returns locked in at 3 times leverage. Anyways, when it comes to back to this trading here, this USD CAD, I saw sells. The only problem here, as you can see, is the trade left really early. Like, this was craziness before the trade even happened. Like, I took, like, here, can we here, let's clear these positions. Delete all arrows. So if we go to account history here, right? I took this trade here, right here before the trade happened. Now look at how calm and peaceful the market's moving before I got in. I got in, I got a buy here, and then, I let some run for a bit. I let some run up to here, which was great. And then, I turned my head, and all of a sudden, this market blasts through here. It blasts through this zone here, and I'm like, interesting, right? So when it was here, I'm like, okay, it's going to be buys before open. I'll just wait till open comes, and I'll get some buys in. All of a sudden, it blasts up to the next zone here. Insanity, right? And, selling here is kind of dangerous because I don't want to, oh no, didn't want to do that. Selling's here is kind of dangerous because, you don't want to have a 300 or 420 pip stop loss, right? So what happened here is people were buying, and they just took their profits here. And then right here is kind of the interesting zone, right? And the reason why it's interesting is because, market's telling you that people may sell it more all the way down to, here or here. But we knew that the CAD CPI is going to be, here. Actually, let me show you the announcement. Oh, look, it did exactly as forecast predicted. So no real surprise there. But anyways, this is the video for the day. I hope you never buy stocks again in your life. I hope you guys are waiting it out, keeping it simple, and not trying to throw all your money in the market. Where you want to throw your money in the market is Where you want to throw your money in the market is around here. Around this beautiful area. around 2,000. When it gets around 2,000, this area here, actually, sorry, around this area here, when it gets around 2,100, this is when you want to start putting your money in. If it doesn't get around here, where you want to start putting your money in is you want to see some serious consolidation. So if it stays around this range for a long time, like maybe, you know, a couple more weeks, it just stays around this range, then you can start really loading up. Right now, until then, right now I'm just buying maybe an ETF every other day or an ETF every day, either SPHD or I'm buying QQQ. QQQ is like $300 for me. SPHD is only like $30. And I'm just buying in this range. I'm not like buying Costco. I'm not buying Clorox. I can though. I bought some MMM, but I want to just ride all that bullish momentum back up. This will probably cause a recession because right now, if you look at what happened in China, China's market's been hit, and America and the rest of the world are following suit. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next 8 months are just straight down for our GDP. But anyways, that's the video. Hopefully you guys like rocking out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. And of course, Flight Crew, we have to take off.